Greetings, Southern Cameroonians. Greetings to you all joining from wherever you're joining from. And you're all welcome. Merry Christmas to those who are celebrating, and a prosperous New Year to we all. Yeah, I had to do this live show today so we could talk. Greetings. I could see that, La Pac. Please, let's go on and build the audience. And thanks you all for those who are coming in. I appreciate all those which when you see me live, you come immediately. As the voice of your ancestor, I've always said I'll be there to the last end to make sure you all, there is no dirty story to be told tomorrow, and that we don't blame our ancestors. So I'm always going to be here. Yeah, I'm always going to be here. I'll always be here to make sure you guys get the information you need, because that's my role. Happy Christmas. I don't, Christmas in my area is like a day, everyday thing. You know, I will talk this one with Pigeon. I will the talk for restoration fighters and for a video. I will tell them, say, we there for diaspora, we they enjoy. But I be don't tell una before, say, for diaspora, there's nothing like the enjoyment. Now, whether when I get the privilege, say, every December, when that country be still fine, you see people they there for diaspora, they run, come back home. If diaspora be getting for enjoy, why you think people they run, come back home? People they run, come back home because not only for down the way if you can show off with a little small money where they get. Yeah, the only difference between Europe and Africa, not just the difference in the climatic conditions, not just difference between the economical value of currency, and not just difference between the weather climate. That's just difference. You know, say most of when I don't tell when I say literature be over make when I feel brainwashed. So when somebody there for, and by the way, when I know if they travel, when person there for Africa, if he tell you all kind of thing we get for listing, and he go listing, because I remember time when we grow up, yeah, happiness. I remember time when we grow up, they used to tell us, say, when you just fly through New York, America, they like some paradise, all those are pictography. Yeah, there is nothing, Christmas for diaspora na every normal day, because what you need to eat on Christmas, you can eat it any day. You can make your Christmas any day. Now, just day with people for relax home. You could say the only thing we must celebrate for diaspora and New Year. So when I hear Willow, they say, oh, diaspora, they go nightclub. Those the way that they enjoy, and those the way they don't know which they don't engage inside. Yeah. But we don't know where to engage inside. There's not every day in diaspora I can enjoy, because the people where they get this their country, they don't bill and fine. I say some of we know the show off. We don't want to show off because they go give us the misconception of anything. Now me this the whole day. If not for Cameroon I be get for B, or Tawe Cameroon be get for B. No be today for the jump for one beer parlor to the other for drink. No, but today if I turn I don't be house the whole day. I didn't for my sofa. I don't just shift blanket. Now blanket this one be the sleep. Because life you see it every day. I just don't talk with you now. I get my one small glass of wine and I drink. I there for house I watch a movie and a documentary. Now so life there for here, because everything today for here people there now with their family. If you are open you road, you know go see no man for outside. So life here, that's why I see some people they struggle for bill, because the conception of Christmas in Africa, it's more better than here. For this kind of day you go see people there for outside, but for diaspora street dry. Now the worst day this, you know, you see no one man. If you don't get family for the kind day for diaspora, you go sit down for your house, you want ask any man with now other people they don't come Cameroon or go their countries to Africa. So if you don't know, if you are down there, you don't know anything, just stay in your own room, in your own circle. Yeah. So I be careful, just want to do that small commentary because I know how when I think. And that's why I say the worst curse, they don't do it for Africa. Now say your passport no fit travel, go for any other country free. And the worst curse that they don't do for Africa. Africa, your documents, if you only circle now for inside Douala Yaoundé. Now the worst curse. So because they don't say when they keep you a traveler, the best education in life is the life of a traveler. Forget about your degrees, the way you get. Now from taste is the way that travelers they do them. Now, when I see people that they leave Cameroon for go do master's degree for London, they give you that small experience. All the tests is the way they do for masters, for doctorate. Now, travel as the right time. Now, people they don't go for journey for places where you know if you go. Now, people they don't go stay for places the way you know if you stay. Now, people they don't visit locations the way you cannot visit because they've limited your document, your traveling document. So, but if you be the travel, you know if you hear any man talk say today or tell you say some person there for diaspora they enjoy Christmas. Enjoy what? Within the inside heart of winter. Minus, if my phone be that will show you minus. In the cold air freezer, you put their body for outside, their body know the rotting. So these are the things we need to clarify, most of you. Ask people that don't travel. We didn't have a minus, like your for inside freezer, if you enjoy for freezer. For inside freezer, if they lock you for inside your freezer, when they put fish, Morocco, if they lock you, if you enjoy. For you in a freezer. If I open and now show you down a minus, you know, if you just come here today, so you go sick. Now minus. Where if you leave the glass or you leave something for outside, in the next 2-3 minutes, it don't be cold, like say you come on for inside deep fridge. Now so we did. If you enjoy for that kind of period, but for you for Africa, don't want to get sun. You know, you go beach there now, you go bad and people that wear better shirt. For you, we wear a jacket and thick jacket. You see, I just show you blanket what I use and sleep now for chair. So these are some of the things to educate some of you, because most of you lack to now they can't write English, but I lack so much wisdom. Yeah, but I don't blame on they be teaching and fishing in Austria, fishing in Norway and whatever. They don't be take time for teaching and plenty important things and concern on our country. Now wine what they drink. Now all we're on Christmas that. Epule, how are you? So let's build the audience and share. I want to talk to Southern Cameroonians some most important things. Yeah, we will continue with a small talk we talked last time, but I really want this audience for Bill. Maybe you share to WhatsApp and everything. Nangela Jules, how far? We will continue this talk, but I want to make this audience Bill. Today na Christmas evening way. If I'm more talk, Christmas Eve. If I'm more chat. Because as you enjoy the Christmas, you get to know what lies ahead of you as Southern Cameroonians. So I would like to make this audience Bill. Share to every group. Happy about Clinton Tabby. Yeah, Cornelius. Many people don't say when you did diaspora for they don't say enjoyment they diaspora. And they don't say Monday, Tuesday they work. You enter that cola and that minus go work. Some of them they don't know say some of we your family no day, papa, mommy no day. Why others then when they for they go enjoy with their family? You day you for house you sometimes are you one. You just go for relax. May God help you now. So greetings Southern Cameroonians. Once again you all are welcome. It's been a while we talk and I come up to do this live show because there are so many mixed conceptions of what is happening now in this restoration movement. Yeah. There's so many mixed conceptions. And what are the mixed conceptions? You know, the revolution now is no more the way that people used to see. And then Sagoka, the revolution now is not like the way people used to see. You know, then those days in this revolution when we started, we knew that putting information outside they will hurt the enemy. But as we grew up, the revolution grows from day to day, we have realized that putting information outside it doesn't hurt the enemy. But keeping information secret from the enemy makes us grow. Makes us grow. So that's the one thing I want you all to know, because many people are confused. Many people are very confused with the state of which this revolution is now. Many people want to see the kind of things they used to see before on social media. They want to see, like we used to put the popcorns, we put a video of how La Republic had suffering casualties here and there. They don't see those videos anymore. They don't. And now to them, if you don't see such video, that means everything is being okay. Yeah. For when I talk for Pigeon, if you don't see video, the way you should put a like, that way they do action them, or everything be okay. Things that they come back to normal. The first thing first I will tell Nana say, in every war, in every time, when something is tight, you need to change the strategy. And we don't change the strategy, don't be changed. It don't be changed. where we don't realize and say, gone are those days where you want to make the internet, you want to make the public, you want to make the everybody for know what did happen. Gone are those days. A war not be won by when you show everybody what did happen and what did how ground they go. Remember, say when we be the struggle for seek attention, when I post video for una for two fighter they don't do. Immediately the next day go here military go there now. Immediately. Yeah. Immediately the next day go here military don't go, the military go do it jam. Go kill innocent put them. So as the day they go by, we understand, we learn many things. Yes. How before this strategy, the one can what happen? We read and say plenty things the way they go wrong. Diaspora for as one person, diaspora they will get many enemy within ourselves. Many enemy within ourselves. Now whether today you go see and say that they fight for Manfe, fight nobody happen for Victoria, fight nobody happen for Boya. Yeah, because all these things are about enemy, people that they fight through interest. You remember say Southern Cameroon are the only country where we not get a one global language apart from Pidgin what they talk am. You know so? Language now is strong tool for keep people. But if you go for any man inside Douala littoral, nearly all man for day, whether not foreigner where you come, they force you for talk Douala, eh? If you go for any man for inside Yaoundé, where now for the way they stay, they force you for talk Bulu, their Beti language. But if you come for Southern Cameroon, we don't tell you before, we don't get one global language where all we talk. So for the enemy for pass, for make we knock we hit, now ABC. Now ABC. Yeah. Even for that's the national issue time we study what I talk and say there are so many disadvantages of us being together. That's why the freedom of Southern Cameroon has to be decided by the collective few. Those are where the reason good. That's why I told them. Because if you go for Douala, whether you are from Marua, whether you are from the northern zone or you are from the southern zone, if you sit down for Douala for less than 5 months, you must start pick the Douala language. You must. The same thing for Yaoundé. But if you come to Southern Cameroon, what language? We don't have one global. Even we are Pidgin, what we get now. All then they also learn the Pidgin for no harm. So it's easy. Now, for we for be free, we get to keep things coded. Coded for we for be free. Because when I remember saying for this war revolution, the last time we United Nations Security Council, the one she done for talk about we. La Republic send people them. We get so much mix. This man send it on this man send it on this. There was so much mix. I want recall for una because I will talk today small about this Canadian talk una don't hear. I want una to see mixed feelings. Then plenty people that they talk. I will talk about them today. I will talk about them. The last time we una be here, just imagine the last time we get some dialogue where the one she don't talk about Southern Cameroon. Just think what till La Republic it do towards that. Please, I should join. I want this audience to really build. So share to every WhatsApp platform, every Facebook platform. Thank you, Niba. Just imagine the last time we'll get some dialogue with the international world, we want to talk about we. La Republic, and I don't tell us anytime. It didn't have the truth where they know. Anytime where you see they see we united, they define a way for divide. And people where they be hungry to get position, might just give one good example for the revolution. Take somebody like Nicolas Ngu Santos. He quests for power. Just take somebody like Nicolas Ngu Santos. He quests for power. You don't play with Nicolas Ngu Santos today. Just take a quest for power. A quest for one to make he be a ruler. From when he be cautioned from Dr. Sakoe cabinet with problem we get here and this other woman, I don't forget her name again, sir. From inside HSS, can't see play with Nicolas don't reach. Now person be the stand can talk about Southern Cameroon, they talk about everything. Can't see play with Nicolas don't reach. Then just imagine, say, if Nicolas fit be for that place, what of other Southern Cameroonians? That's why it's even for Bible. The Bible says, when 2 or 3 are gathered, God is there. Do you know why God, the Bible, limit them to 2 or 3? Why not put and say 100? Because once you get an outer figure from 2 or 3, that outer figure becomes an intruder. That's the truth. When you get a figure after 3, even for school, when there are some small philosophies and logics in life, which as you grow, you need to understand. Ask and say, why did they recognize now the first 3 for every examination? Why they not recognize number 4? Why they not recognize number 5? When are still good grades? Why they not recognize number 6? Why they not recognize number 7? Why they not recognize the first 10? That's still good grade. But when you pose yourself, that's why to grow in life, you must pose yourself questions to let you grow. If you don't pose yourself questions, you can never grow. You become a stagnant figure like a statue. Why they don't recognize those things is almost biblically, because biblically, the 3 figures where God recognized and for you to be present, not 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's the same thing, even if you look for the fighters for ground. Immediately Sargon, now Sargon, then 3 they go, Sargon, Isobu, Sargon, Isobu, and no pity. Then 3, they go attack military. Immediately the number 4 person come in from diaspora, he want to make his own. Division start now. But if that 3 they be remain secretly, Isobu no for don't die. Sargon and no pity no forget problem to do today. I'm just giving you some clear notes of biblically. When be very careful with the 4th person that is coming in any gathering you are. Be very careful. Especially when you have experienced some strength in unity. Some strength in unity. Be very careful. We're just lucky, say inside Southern Cameroon, who will get a unity of 10, like Naira 10. And those the unity amongst them be they strong. In some places, it's difficult to even get 4, 5. Like now, we're for Southern Cameroon. So, 3 people are good enough in this situation to know things that can push us. 3 confidential people. Now, I don't forget, before the audience, the bill, as the bill go, why I do this thing to them? Because I know that the Republic already put a fingerprints for diaspora plenty. I don't hear comment about Canadian talk, ceasefire, Canadian this, Canadian that. And many people want to know. Many people. People where they don't want to give their life for the revolution. People where they don't want sacrifice. People where they want to use the revolution for get political recognition. No, you can't. You can't, because once beaten, twice shy. I don't observe the social media. Now, why did I take this evening for Camp for Tokona? Because I don't observe the social media. The social media don't talk about, oh, Canadian dialogue, Canadian deeds, because the dialogue they be hold secret. But the one thing you get for known, I say, even though the dialogue is being held secret, if the dialogue be then a bad thing, me Prince Jeka for don't can talk. But as the revolution they grow with maturity. I don't already know, I don't already be briefed. Those the way they be involved for the revolution, you don't hear them talk about the dialogue. Anybody where why you talk about the dialogue are those who they invented around the Chris Anu or the Sako. Yeah, all the people where they invent up where they want try for known about those the way they be involved around the Chris Anu and the Sako. Now, I don't tell some people say in this revolution, everybody get a task for be done. You get your role for play. You get your role for play. And to be a revolutionary leader, not be about how good you talk. Not be about how you come on social media and how people follow you. No. Not be about that. A revolutionary leader a person where you know the know na actions they make you know ye. I want you to understand that. Either the actions are good or the actions are bad. That a leader is not a showbiz person. A leader is not like us. A leader is not someone that, oh, that's the bad conception that most of you who grew up in that jungle, which I too was part of, but not part of, called Cameroon, have. You think if a leader should be someone who is very eloquent in speaking? No. In the diaspora nature, in the Western culture, a leader is not someone that has to be so good in speaking. So long as he can talk to the people with some understanding, it's okay. It's about the action he can bring to make his nation grow. That's it. And that's why you see Cameroon has been in the dark that many people drink their death, drink their suffering, marry in their suffering, and don't even know what tomorrow awaits of them. Because, for example, if you ask somebody enjoying Christmas in Southern Cameroon with all the dead, what is he marrying? What is he enjoying for? What? He will just tell you that it's Christmas Day. But if you ask somebody in the Western world that today, what are you marrying? What are you celebrating for? He will tell you, I'm celebrating for because this year has been successful. I bought 2 cars. I bought 2 houses. I had 3 million in my account. If you ask the student will tell you, oh, I scored great in this year's exam. Next year, I'm going to do my master's. And this. If you ask anybody in the diaspora, they have a vision for their life. If you ask them, what are you marrying? Why is your parent giving you a gift for Christmas? They have a vision. Every youth has a vision. They have a target. They have a purpose. They know what is their planner. If you ask them in the next 2 years. But if they come to you, I believe today it's a normal routine in our bars. You find our young people with crates besides to drink their suffering. Then you want to compare, you want to fight? If you go to all the bars in Cameroon today, you find people with crates, youths buying bottles. It's good. But what have you prepared for yourself after drinking that crate? What have you prepared for yourself after drinking the bottles? You will drink the bottle, and then tomorrow you go to church. The pastor would pretend to you and lie to you that, oh, God will do this to you. Sow the seed of this and that. The seed you had to sow are the bottles you have drunk. The seed you had to sow is the money you had to convert to make your life become a purpose. So that's life. And that's why I say most of you, you don't need to blame no one. You don't. You just need to start blaming yourself. That's why I told most of you and my fellow youth, gone are the days where you blame Ayaba or you blame Chris Ano, Sako. Forget about those people. Blame yourself for your insuccess. Blame yourself for what decisions you have taken. Blame yourself. So the Canadian dialogue, as I was saying, it's going on very well. I had to drop this. The Canadian dialogue is going very, very well. And it has been made secretive because plenty things a day way we don't get for where we don't happen for this revolution, where it be hinder Southern Cameroon for grow. The dialogue not easy, but from information the way I don't get, they don't talk. I not go talk who they don't talk, but talks they don't be. But talks they never be between our interim President Marianta. It never be, but talks, you never hear me talk whoever, but talks they don't happen. Get me very, very well. I want to hear you tell you, talks they don't happen. But that talks no mean say some person go drop gun. I don't see as Mumedaga they go outside, Chris Ano no put title, no negotiation, not this, only restoration. We leave all those brouhaha. Leave all those things. Now only we youth. Why I stood for Marianta and why I put a truth up. She's a young woman with a British mindset. She lived more than 15. All her life she has been in the United Kingdom with patriotism for this evolution. She's not perfect, but she knows what will be good for our next generation. Yes, let me tell you. And for you all changing the topic, I've said it before, and I'll still correct most of you. Chris Ano was not elected. I will still tell you today, tomorrow, whether you turn the narrative anyhow you want to turn it. Go and find the definition of election. Election means you are being voted by 2/3 majority. If they say Chris Ano was appointed, I will accept. I'm very logical in my thinking. I'm not a literature student. Ask back in my high school. I'm not a literature student. My best subject I studied in high school was philosophy. Ask for those who were with me in my class. I have a very logical mindset. That's why I choose to do law in the University of Jang before I left due to the dirtiness in that country. I'm very logical in my thinking. When you want to say somebody is elected, he must have to take majority. But when you come in an election of Southern Cameroon where you hear some people saying they did election, ask them that who voted. Fako County did not vote. Ndian did not vote. Manu did not vote. Mbui County did not vote. Boyo did not vote. Tombel, Kupe Maninguba did not vote. That's already above two-thirds majority. So who voted Chris? I've asked you, all of you here making noise. I said, tell the election commission to produce the list of those who voted. But nobody, they have not done it today. But Marianta wasn't elected too. Marianta was appointed. Now to appoint, you just need some few dedicated people to appoint. I want to get you. Election is a global recognition. I want to make you understand that. To be elected, to be elected, that means you must be globally recognized. Good. You must be globally recognized to be elected. Now, the election was not done because during this period, we have had our small issues of division here and there, of which I told the Restoration Council that if they wanted to go to that term of election, they had to do for a global unity to unite us. It wasn't supposed to be a Marianta job to unite. It was supposed to be a global. We all coming as one, speaking the same language, working hard to rebuild the counties and rebuilding what Sako destroyed before you can talk of elections. Now, if they said they appointed Chris Anon to take over Marianta, that was different. That was different. So Marianta was appointed to make things go right, and which I believe today she has been talking with all the parties to unite everyone, and she's pushing for that to make sure we all stand in that solidarity like we were before Seseko went to jail. I've always said that. So please I don't like the people saying, oh, election, did this and that. No, let me answer some comments. Those days are gone when we blame Chris and Sako for actions to be taken on the ground or individual actions. Joe Akam, those days are gone. But those days are not gone where Sako or Chris want to make decisions for us. They can't. I'm giving you the right. I'm putting it right to you. Those days are gone when you need to say, oh, Sako and this and that are not united. Those days are gone. But this present period, we will not let those who will say which have refused to stand for us to come that they want to take decision for us. Marianta wasn't elected. Marianta was appointed. So she has the right to do her job. Now remember, when they appoint you, even if the person who appoints you has misconduct, your appointment stands. I want you to get that. So I think we are done with that. Let's go to this. Now, look, I've told you, I'm not a boot follower. I'm not a boot-licking follower. I'm a focused activist. If Chris Anon was appointed by the few people that appointed Marianta, I will stand here and support Chris. I will say, go on and do the job. But Chris Anon was not appointed. That means the people who put Marianta did not find Marianta incompetent of her job. And which she's doing it right up to today. That's why you see many people are left in the ghost world not knowing what is happening in Canada. That's the truth. Many people don't know what's happening in Canada because of the job Marianta is doing today. That means her appointment was good. And through whatever is happening in Canada, which I see people are wanting to know, it will help us to unite. So please, whatever is happening in Canada will not be shared publicly, because we have found out that La Republique has already gotten into the mindset of many people, especially those in the diaspora. I've been seeing on social media, people want to know what is happening in Canada. Oh, some people are wanting to sell us like Fumban Conference. Oh, some people want to do this, some people want to do that, some people want to do this, some people want to do that. No. Please stop the ranting. Stop the ranting. Yeah. Stop the ranting. Stop the ranting. Whatever is happening in Canada is being covered by the few who are there. And the few who are there, they know the stance of Southern Cameroon. The stance of Southern Cameroon is this. For any good negotiation to start, those in jail must be released. La Republique military must leave Southern Cameroon. We must have a free zone. There must be a free buffer zone created. Most of those terms are there. And me as an activist, I don't go back on my words. We all know that. So even those who are going there, they know that this is what the people of Southern Cameroon needs. Now, we will not come to social media and put, because once you put, La Republique is covered by French. French knows the mafia in the world. Once you put anything in the video, French know who and who to call in Canada to destroy whatever, to make us look stupid again. But once things are done in the back door, who will French call? Who will this call? Now, not only the French, we as Southern Cameroonians, we are the best informants to La Republique. Once everything is brought out there, tomorrow you, the same people who go leak it out in La Republique and collect your few thousands to help your family. And then everything will be scattered again. Then you, the same people who go and collect the money, you come back and come and start saying, oh, we told you guys this thing is not working. Man, look, many things have been disclosed to us in the background. We are the greatest enemy of our own self. We are the greatest enemy. There are people with so much dirty interest. I don't want to dive into it. But just know and as you're only dragging me, so you think French doesn't know what is happening? Even if the French know, those who know don't have access to those who can destroy. Let me answer Ernest's question before I continue. Even if the French know, let me tell you, there are people who have access to information but don't have access to destroyers. But the destroyer can easily have access to those who need the information. Yeah. The destroyer can easily have access to the person that needs the information to destroy. For example, one will be the put video then for fight away they fight for Facebook. Now, would they be the taker? Not be in a very Southern Cameroon, they will take a go slam for people that come over that village. They will tell them, say, oh, this place, oh, we know this place. Now for bag this money house, this money house, this money house. Those the way they don't talk with restoration fighter. Restoration fighter go to tell them how they can catch them. Now people, the way they take the video, when military take the video, if they find people the way they know that neighborhood, give them the money, they go direct military, how that topography for that place they, and how they feel operate and how they feel do things. We get all information the year we put the department for we activists. So what is happening today? They avoid the social media. And that, I think that's the best. So anybody who want to be worried about, say whatever, I don't tell now for this revolution. The best thing is when 2 or 3 are there, and the 2 or 3 are there. So please don't be worried about Canada dialogue. If you will work tomorrow, I will come and talk. Yeah, Swiss dialogue be kind. You know that the same thing we'll talk about Swiss dialogue. And the same thing. But all this dialogue, the way that it happen, you know, they stop it for ground action. You know, they stop it for ground action where it could take place. You know, they stop we. You know, they stop it for any ground action where it could take place. The ground action, they go continue. Because whether you like them or not, whether we go for sun or moon, we go still get a negotiation, we go still get a dialogue. And now, Seth, I think talks to the Canadian dialogue in a best form, in a best state than any other dialogue where it don't be. Because Swiss be just move themselves for the dialogue. And we don't see and say Biya Demented. All evidence will come out say Cameroon no get leadership. So if we get strong for ground, if we get good firepower for ground zero, then it shows that the dialogue go be very, very good on our favor. That's it. If we and that's the one thing why you see, I don't tell my interim president Marianta. I tell you very well, I say kudos. Kudos to her and her team. For the first time in the history, everything is left blank. Nobody no. I can see people roaming, wanting to know. Nobody doesn't know what is going on in Canada. That's good. Because the fate of the revolution is very high, especially as now with La Republique they in confusion. In a very high state of confusion. Which I think, so now for the way Southern Cameroonians, they get for worry. What you get for do now, the restoration fighters, they get for be more on guard. We get for instead work hard to support the restoration fighters to get more equipment. Because for everything what I don't see from the United States African Leaders Summit, I be telling you last time for here, Biya is no more. All when I watch the video. That's why I see people that they come for can't hit hard for know what's happening in Canada for La Republique is struggling for get intelligence. They are struggling to know passing through A, passing through B. Oh, what is going on in Canada? What is happening? We want, most of you said he's a leader. He should do the job too. We are already going since they made the president. This is almost 4 months. This is almost 4 or 5 months. I see video I put about stick where Marianta supply. People come and say, no, oh, those are old stick. Let it be old stick. The new ones. Look, as an activist, I'm bent on action. I don't like people who come and just contradict, struggling to know what others do. The media is quiet now. People are doing their job on the back. Bring us what you have been doing. Let's just see too. At least it's good you acknowledge Marianta has supplied an RPG, not one, not two. Those who claim that they have a new leader, what is he doing? Where are the actions? Marianta is supplying RPG? Eh? Marianta is pushing for Canadian dialogue for those in jail to be released? Is that not a plus? Let me ask you guys this. Marianta is buying RPGs. The RPGs you see on the ground, since whenever, which no PT had its own, the more than 3 RPGs on that ground, Marianta is the one supplying. Marianta is the one, the small woman in UK, in the United Kingdom, which even the UK government cannot ban. Nobody can ban. She's the same one pushing for Seseko and the others to be released through the Canadian talk. She's the same one making sure that the refugees get something, with nobody contributing. Marianta's government has been the worst government in this revolution since she was appointed. When Christian was under Sako, they got the highest money they ever got in this revolution. How many of us still even pay money to that AMBAZONIA Foundation? How many of you even support the revolution? Then ask yourself that, what is she doing? How does she manage the revolution? Let me tell you something. I could tell you as of now, the only one good thing I'm happy in this revolution is things don't come out. Yeah, I don't want to be distracted in many ways, but things don't come out. The RPGs and whatever you see on the ground have been used. The RPG on the ground have been used in many cases and in many instances. Let me respond to Ernest. The RPG has been used in many cases or instances. I will derive you many cases, but I don't want to put it here now. I don't want to go out and be saying it. The RPGs have been used in many cases and many instances. Ask your people, ask that before you hear Barrister Ashu go on my prime media and say, the military now bargains, the military now talk with restoration fighters before they do things. That's to tell you the strength of the restoration fighters. The military doesn't go to places anyhow. The only place which this war has breathing space right up to today is Boya, Tiko, Mutengene, and Victoria. That's the only 4 places. I will tell you, to ask anybody, they will tell you. The only place in this war, right up to today, that has breathing space is Boya, Tiko, Mutengene, Victoria, and maybe Idina, that side. From a corner, tell them to cross now, Moyuka, Kumba. Tell them to go the other side. You can see it dead or cold, the fighters are there. The military knows that. But I should tell them. I follow the media. I don't talk much, but I follow everything. For those who come and sit because you don't see messages on social media, you think everything is dying, go to the front. Go and try. Go and try. Let me tell you, and this is the best strategy we have ever had in this war. This is the best. Do you know what I call it? I call it the Taliban strategy. Yes, I call it the Taliban strategy. And do you know why I call it the Taliban strategy? I call it the Taliban strategy because we don't have the military might like La Republic. When I follow the media and how they talk, you realize that they want to compare the strength of Southern Cameroonian restoration fighters with La Republic. I watched this CPDM commenter on one platform. He was saying, the military, everything is going back to normal, and this, and that the fighters don't come out again to fight. I laughed. Then I told him, go and study about the Taliban. I'm an activist. And when things become tough, since the commenter also said, La Republic has the money and the time. Then I laugh. The highest people who have time in this revolution, if you want it to last for the next 100 years, is the restoration fighters. Yeah. The highest people who have time. And do you know why we have time? It's because the materials we have, the materials we get, we can choose when to use it and how to use it. Yeah. If you go to all the other countries, the way they get similar situations like the Iraq, the Syria, and the others, you know the years say ISIS, even the Boko Haram will get them for Northern Zone. I mean for far north. Do you hear they come any they can do action? No. So why should Southern Cameroon forces come out every day to come and do actions? With what resources? With what resources may they come out every day can do action? If you say to they know the why, you say they know the grow, you say they know the learn. They learn. You never hear say Boko Haram as because they compare with to rebel group or whatever, but where we are restorationists. So I use those contradictions, those this name cases make you learn. You never hear say Boko Haram, ISIS, Al Qaeda, all this one the way they fight for their own kind rights. Them. You never hear say they come out every day, go face military every day because they manage their resources. So why Southern Cameroon will never even get some good sponsor for come out every day? No. The fighters, they don't be informed. You don't come out every day. You define one time, target one place where disobedient day, you cause havoc. That's all war day now. Now so the war day, you know go here, they say, oh, they don't come out. And when they do the havoc, they don't need social media for no. They could just do and go back. So for those of you now, where when I talk say everything don't be okay, I know say that they use Victoria, they use Tico, they use Boya, they use Mutengen and all that. Their own time will come. Gone are those days will get for talk plenty for social media, for make people. I be don't tell when I say, for the one way they now, the restoration fighters are very smart. They won't limit their casualties and they won't limit their resources. They go take people by surprise and you not go know when they take you. You not go know when it happen. You not go know. So if you like, you want to live in your shadow. Say the world don't ever, you take whatever like the public tell you, that's your business. But now they minimize the casualties and then they make sure so they get their actions very well. So you think here for this war will be 2 months, nothing. You want here one day, bam, for some place. Now so the war day now. That's so the war day. Since like the public want drag the time, may we help them drag the time. The only place where you go see things that go happen, may they go for bush now. You know, by the time, look, I like some of these papa them because when they can't tell when the truth, when they deny. When you want to say everything don't be normal, now make business run back like normal now. Tell that people where they go to plant cocoa and coffee, or may they go back for their bush, they go plant now. They go not say when you see them they walk bush, all thing, that everything don't be normal. Tell those where they can exploit timber, may they go back go to harvest timber now. Then you go not say everything don't be normal now. But when they cannot do that, that means there's a king of the jungle. There's a king. So it's either one way, either the country bankrupt, as the bankrupt, or Southern Cameroon and be free. And that's the best thing. Life in the forest is good. You don't pay taxes. Some might say they know they go nightclub. What's a nightclub? Life in the forest where they live in nature. Yeah. You see, a question that the commoner, what has the RPG done since it was given? What do you want the RPG to do, China man? Since you have been part of defense, when I start hit you a question now, you go run. Since you have been part of defense, China man, since you have been part of Meme, how much money don't pass for una for restoration council? How much money don't pass for una for inside Meme? How many RPG you don't buy? How una don't buy for that Meme? I just ask question. Now what most of una want to see me count they run. You don't be part of defense. Since we don't be part of, how many of those things you don't supply? And now we even talk about RPG. You want to make the RPG target now side because most of the places where RPG give a target them, most of them don't be. They always strategize themselves for do the action. Most of them already be destroyed. Me I like for hit question back. China man, it good say you don't come. How many? You don't be for defense for more than 3 years. I don't know you since. You don't work for Watana Wata. You don't bring me plan there for Watana Wata. I don't give you now. You see, now when I come now hit you now, I start vex. Now most of them so make me way to not the belief for this one and nonsense talk them. How many of you now? Look, since we don't be for that defense, Watana Wata don't give kind money there for me. Kind. If not be this smart boy will get an asset transporter, we do a job for the most of them don't live for bush now. Lie with this, lie with that because all I do. Look, We don't need to believe your lies anymore. All those dirty lies, the one that they bring up. We don't need to believe those lies. We don't need to. And as I will come to your question, Everybody has his role to play. And when it's my time, just like I joined this war, when it's my time, I'll go down to the bushes. You see me? There's one thing I don't live in my life. You see me, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. That's one thing, Ernesto, you don't know me. But I believe you know people who know me. And you know how my life is. I'm not scared. I just like to get this chat with you now. When my time reached, there was a time where I've already a big plan for abandon. Ask some future about the Nicaragua. Whatever way, if you want to bring that time. We'll be like we 5 or we 6 from Europe will be the plan for go. Even if I not be there diaspora, I be don't talk and sing. If I be there close to graph for done. Hey, ask some, maybe you don't know, I'm not the person who had the fear. Ask even those where they know me from ground. If I not be there diaspora, I go carry. And when my time reach, so I get for go. Once I see I say ground up prepare, I will go. Very, very clean. Maybe na me or can go liberate Victoria. I know the fear for talking. I'm not scared to say that. I watch film every day. There are 2 things to live in this world. Either you live to die or you live like a dead man. There are 2 things. And I don't say it because I want to say it. You where you know my life, Ernest. Say my beg of the time. They will go once you jump, eh? They will go once you jump. They will go once you jump. They will go. They will go once you jump. They will go down and go once you jump. They will go. And the thing I know when no go lie, so no jump. Because you go shock. You go shock Sunday. You go shock. You go shock Sunday, Ernesto. You go shock. Most of when I live for this diaspora, and I just look like say one don't. Well, you know how diaspora is. So let me continue with my live show. Let's go to Biya Demented. You see, most of we as youth in Southern Cameroon, we know what our future awaits for us. That's why last time when I came here, I was asking most of you Southern Cameroon. Most of you, like now, NS is asking me, when are you going to ground? I just told him, you might hear next year or next 1 year or next 2 years or even next 6 months if Prince Jeka don't go down. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised because you don't watch Biya a situation for United States. Wait it sing for your head. It tells you say Biya is demented. Wait it be demented. We talked last time for this platform. Biya demented means say Biya get 18 months to live or be mad for the rest of his life. That means a memory no go to work. Now what we talking last year. So those the way that the president Southern Cameroon won't finish, like the way maybe my brother NSD, the one hit me here, man, no continue this thing what they do. Now, I don't tell on last time say whether Southern Cameroon day or not, the state of Cameroon is in a state of war. When I feel enjoy on a Christmas, they feel life for una, but the state of Cameroon is in a state of war. I'll be giving una 2 instances. If you look for the video where Biya it trouser be fall down, where it come out around January, where Shanta Biya, hele Biya for where it trouser back, where Biya not be recognized, say it trouser don't fall. It be the show say at that stage the dimension be don't start. What it be dimension? Dimension means say someone lose the ability of thinking, understanding, or remembering things. That means say your brain don't die, you know the function again. That's dimension. That's the meaning of dimension. And any Southern Cameroonian youth where you enjoy Christmas or any site where you do, that should be your greatest worry and panic for your family, like my brother Ernest. That should be your greatest worry. But you know one thing about we Southern Cameroon, one thing about we Southern Cameroon, we don't think about the future. One thing about we Southern Cameroon, especially the youths. Especially the youths. We don't. Ask yourself that in the few months to come, what happens? You don't see Biya there for that situation where he did. It first should say number one, no be Biya they make decisions for Cameroon. No be Biya. Then if I come up for this live show now, one question I want to ask you and I say, I go throw the question for the people that watch me now. Now, who go address Cameroon on the 1st of January? La Republique, I mean. Who go address La Republique? Huh? Who will address La Republique? Who will address La Republique on the 1st? That should be your questions. For those who want the war to end quick. For those who want things to go back. Not knowing that there is a more volcano, a red volcano on the ground about to explode. Who will address La Republique? Is it the demented president, the one whose memory is not working? Who? That should be your worry. Your worry should not even be about Southern Cameroon, whether they fight or not or what. Because the one that will explode that will be even greater than the one this way. Yeah. And for most of you who want things to go back to normal, ask yourself, who will address La Republique on the 1st? From all indications from the African Leaders Summit in the United States, you saw that Biya brain is no more working. His brain is no more working. His brain is no more functionable. You all saw that. His brain is no more working. He did not even know where he was. Yeah. He doesn't know where he was and what he does. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know where he is, how they brought him there, who are the guests. That means he's in a first stage, not even secondary stage. He's in the finished stage of dementia. That should be your worry. Your worry should not be about what is happening in Southern Cameroon now. That should be your worry. That should be. Because if things are not handled, who will protect you? Don't support the war. Who will protect you? From last time, my brother Ebot posted here that a dementia case takes 18 months. So we're analyzing the dementia case of Biya within the context of 18 months. In the context of 18 months, that means with Cameroon, we know the information was hidden, if not of the videos we have seen. It shows that January was when the dementia was already in the secondary stage. January like this year. Because it's on January that they came to give Biya Christmas and New Year wishes. When we saw Biya trouser went down, it was in January that we saw that. Yeah, that means just imagine that. How long have they been keeping it? How long the doctor must have said it? Maybe like 3 years ago. His doctor must have told him that this man is already in dementia. Then now before it had to graduate to the state where it is now. That should be your worry. Because everybody you see in that La Republique is hungry of power. Now, who will protect you as you enjoy Christmas? That was the main topic I was even supposed to bring here. That was the main topic I wanted you to bring here. So what Marianta is doing with Canada is even in a good context, because now we have a strength. The worst thing should have been if we're not even having somebody we're talking to at this moment. For those of you which don't appreciate what others do, thinking that somebody can do it more better. Yeah, for those of you, what Marianta is doing in Canada, whatever, is very good at this context, because if something wants to escalate, if the restoration fighters are ready, then we have a stronger debate to go on. A very stronger debate. But the problem is now is what happens to most of you who don't believe in the context of it? Because the restoration fighters will not support you, They will not come out. They will not. They will not. Politically, they might cover you more, all must be thinking like, oh, everything is okay. But those who are interested in the political structure in La Republique already know that everything is not okay. The people are eyeing for the power. And this is December coming. There's no ministerial shufflement. Your brain is not thinking? This is December. Every December you used to hear appointment of new ministers. Appointment of this. But since what happened, have you heard ministers? We are not hearing about ministerial appointment again. We are not hearing about it. Start thinking in your brain. Start thinking. I said it last time. I said, don't wait for a man of God to tell you that there will be war in Cameroon or 6. I'm not a prophet. I don't need to tell you. Yeah. I have to just tell you that it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I bet who will protect you? Who will stand there for you? Who will defend you? you have just 2 weakling generals. 2 weakling. And the other one, Ekongwese, is a general without no portfolio. They have made him general of war college. It's a general with no portfolio. The other one is just -1, and they are 24. Majority of the 24, the whole Southern Cameroon in La Republic Army has 2, one without portfolio and one with portfolio. That's minus. And then, yeah, I'm coming back to that dialogue. Just you guys chill. Let's talk on this dimension first. And then, in the Northeast, they have more. The Bulu and the Douala, they have the rest. So, the only stupidity of you, Southern Cameroon, is not to support your own brothers in the bushes. Because they are the only one. That's why I said, if you know some place where they get more AK, start contact people, may they go find the AK for, because it will help you too. If you know some place where they make popcorn, start contact, because the wahala go come. Now, what I don't tell my brother Ernest, so they say, you don't know the way I feel decide how they go. Because if it happens, I have to go join them when the Kasala boss, I go. Huh? I go. Take holiday, go. I go. Now that time you have to defend your interest, because even the beginning for the Douala, any man want to defend your interest. If Kasala boss today, if war can today, the Papa one say they want come. Now you will don't deny say nothing happen. When I want to buy a champagne bottle to them, what you go be your fate? So I want to say this to all Southern Cameroon. That must be the most important situation. That must be the most important situation of which we should be thinking. Thinking about your family. Because most of you want to say, okay, I get my uncle, my auntie for this place. I be telling you last time. There is no military. That military way they protect your auntie when a mayor, it protect your auntie when a governor, or it protect your whoever. That military, it just answer to your auntie because it is under command. If something happen with Biya for that country, that military not they take command from your auntie. Now, person way is sending way it answer direct to a military commander. So whatever that military commander tell you make it do for whoever way it be your mayor or whoever ever. No say it do him. Because when I be talk like that, they say, no, I get my uncle when I government this, I get my uncle when I just tell you say those are sacrificial lamb. They have no voice, they control nobody. They control nobody. If you want to look at whether they don't send plenty Cameroonian Southern Cameroonian colonies for retirement. They don't send plenty Southern Cameroonian captains them for places where they don't get no strength, no power. Because the politics speaks. It speaks. They don't send them for all those positions. Because they know, say the future ahead is not easy. And the people where now be the bread baskets in Southern Cameroon. So when I look some of Una just laugh, I just tell them, I say, oh, what awaits of Una is death. Whether you choose to fight or not, you will die at a particular point. Because the power, the political change of power inside that country go cost the life of many. Plenty go die. Plenty go die. Plenty. I'm not telling you that I want to make you scared, but I'm telling you reality. Reality and a sad reality. It's not far. Whether you choose to support the restoration fighters, whatever you choose to do, know the time is no more long. Before the Cameroon next presidential election, you will hear it go sound hard. And most of you now when you think say this war, you will regret whether it was better to choose one side than to sit in the middle of the water. Because no side no go accept you. Either La Republic no go accept you, either Southern Cameroon again no go accept you. That's the truth. For those of you now the dangle now, no, Masama think I don't just cut the line for you now straight. So start making up your mind. At the end of year, make sure I put them for you out. So it's not far. Either you draw your line now or you perish. Because the time when you go and cross over, where you want you to do tumbu, you no go there again. You no go there. Because from now the restoration fighters they don't say now those the way they don't stay with them for the bushes, for their villages, now they stand with them. If war come out tomorrow, they go and protect now them. For example, people for inside Boya, Limbe, Mutengene, Tiko, I'll be very sorry. They don't get no man to protect them. They go be in a loose sheep. I'm saying it like a truth. Tiko, Mutengene, Boya, Victoria. If anything ever happen with that country, those ones are loose cannons. They are sacrificial lamb. I'm sorry to say it. They are sacrificial lamb. Whether they kill them, 100 kill them, they don't get nobody who go defend them. Neither do they get one picking when it's on general for army. They don't get no one. They are small one, the way they be a captain, they don't kill them all. La Republic don't send them for war zone, they don't die, or they don't bury them for kind places for inside it. The one they do not colonel for around it, they don't send them all for retirement. Do your findings. So when I see the people of Victoria, they marry today, they drink today, the other one they fight, I just laugh. It's good to marry. But maybe they not say if tomorrow they come, they go die to like foul. Because no man will do it for protect them. No man. They never groom nobody for protect them. Nobody will be there to defend them tomorrow. It had a stronger force. That means the stronger colonel or the stronger captain or general, now they go answer yes to. Now they go answer yes to, because those are free zones. Zones of people where they don't get no future, they get no life. So this is what you should know, what is facing you ahead of you. This is what you should know. Number one, you should not say anytime from now, things go bust. And the place where they go suffer plenty. Tiko, Boya, Mutengene, Victoria. They go yengwa. Because now they get free access to La Republic. Now them. Places where they go be more safer. When the Kasala go bust for La Republic, you get Manfe, you get places like Bamenda, you get Kumba. You get places then like up Boyo and the other side. Now then go be now buffer zones, safe zones. Because now for that side where military go the fear for go. Because in no say day wahala go be. I hope I don't clear one. So we are talking on Biya dimension. So whether you want to rest your mind for any side, know say very well, this 2023 will come, it not go be a sweet year for you. Whether you choose for dinner for Southern Cameroon or you choose for dinner for La Republic. First of all, La Republic not go accept you. La Republic is not going to accept you. Because anytime, any day, they see you as an intruder. Well, no matter how patriotic you be, they see you as an intruder. Just know that for your hate. No matter how, they see you as an Anglophile. They don't trust you. So, I don't really pass that part for me because most of una be very stupid when una fight against una own shadow. Una be very stupid. Una be very, very stupid. Southern Cameroonians. Now, we are one of the most stupid set of people where we never think about our own. We are just contented in our stupidity. Yeah. That's why I said I was bringing up the topic that don't look about what Ayaba, Chris, or whoever, or whatever is happening, the political nature. Look about your own individual actions you have to take, because what is coming ahead is about individual action. The fate that lies you ahead is about individual action. It's not about what I say here. The fate that lies in your family is about individual action. It's not about what Seseku is doing in jail. It's not about what I'm telling you. It's about what you are doing to get ready for what happens in the future. You know, Cameroon, when I used to grow up, there was one of my grandfather that is dead. When my mom used to say Cameroon is the most peaceful country, I used to laugh. I was a kid then. While I was staying with my aunt. They would say, oh, Cameroon is a peaceful. And then my father would say, it's peaceful because the people are not ready to question. The day they'll be ready to question, it will never be peaceful again. And the peace we have enjoyed since, because you have been contented in your drunkenness, in your alcoholic nature, the peace is going away. It has already gone. The worst part of what is when it's going to happen is when there has to be the power changeover. That's the worst. The political structure of that country, that's the worst. It will take lives more than any accident that has ever. What most of you have been seeing in the Northern Zone and just seeing drama, you will witness that one, because anyone that will not answer to whoever he has to answer to that period, death will be like, how can I say, killing a mosquito. Killing a mosquito. And then you will regret that if you knew, you would have supported this ideology of restoration fighters secretly. Because they are the only ones you have. They are the only ones you have secretly. And you have the opportunity to do it. Support the restoration fighters secretly. In any way you can. In any way. Because whatever happens politically in that country, they are the only ones that can defend you. Nobody in Yaoundé, even the bodyguard. I'm still telling you today, take it like a voice from a prophet. For all of you in Southern Cameroon, whatever has done to you, if there's a way you can support a restoration fighter, support them all wholeheartedly, because whatever happens in Yaoundé, you don't have no colonel, you don't have no general, you don't have no captain in the military to take care of you. And the timely bomb is not far. The timely bomb is not far. It's very, very close. It's very, very near. Because whatever happens with Biya, the country will start cutting into pieces. And most of you will remain the ones which have no future. The ones like the loose sheep to be used in the slaughtering house. 1 minute. Yeah, it's good we have this debate. Hi. It's good we have this debate. So, we are done with the Canadian talks. We are done with the Biya detention. With the Biya dimension. Let's go to our restoration forces. I've seen the social media and everybody is thinking like, oh, the restoration fighters are not fighting. Like I was saying before, they are doing a good job. We all have we have seen the future. If you're in the war in Southern Cameroon, you will not allow any restoration fighter to go out and fight now. Why? When you see that Biya already getting Biya almost close to the grave, you prepare for that time now. That's logical. May I ask you, no matter for pigeon, if you dare for the restoration fight, you go test for restoration fight and make come out now after you see that video for Biya? No. You go tell us make the chill. May we accumulate more weapons, may they keep them for ground. We start prepare the weight. Now the job that we'll get for do now. If some restoration fighter get 1 granite, 1 AK, I go advise you to make it come out for go show when I say with the fight. No. If any restoration fighter there now, if you want to come out do something, that maybe when he say he self-defense be threatened, if he do, we the prepare, far away. Most every restoration fighter now get for be on base, recruit more, struggle for get more materials. You wait for the timely bomb because we know all man already see the structure of Cameroon military. Of Cameroon government and the nature of Biya. We have even a picking for where he did for primary school. He go tell you now say anytime Biya go. A man who cannot think, a man who cannot remember, a man who cannot reason, a man who cannot even take care of himself. His trousers are going down. He's asking the people, where are they? Where am I? Who are those? Who are the people here? How did I get here? Then you want to go and take your things you have to protect yourself, to go and put them for outside, for go fight, for show AMBAZONIA, and they say, no, stupid man, you do that one. Even me myself, I could advise all the restoration fighters, they all know pity them. When I rest, when I take leave, when I relax on our bones, when I wait, except when I self-defense, when I wait, when the time come, that time when I come out the ring, don't go start. When I make una popcorn the many, when I make una kange, when I make una lefanse, when I give the stock come, when I find una place of bush, when I the stock can be. When I get una small wine, when I live una the train, they do una practices for bush, when she don't quiet. Now the new doctrine that tell Biya and the others, they say, may they drag the time. If they want to take to any time, would you wait now day when they start fight their war for that side? We to go come on that time. In life, look, when someone thinks it's why the gods are not foolish. That's why I tell some people, they say, before the war one start, if you don't be ordained by God. I don't tell most of them, but when I look and I say some people, they say, so when I lack wisdom, when I lack common sense. Ask yourself, say, this war start now when and how old Biya they, and how long Biya fit be for power. Then you for use your own sense. This war start 2016. That means God start prepared and God be not say Biya not be in power more than 10 years from when this war go start. May I tell you, when you see something, now when I attack God, some people say for last I'm an opportunist. So when any good thing one just come, I'll be the last people for join, for enjoy. And my life don't always be that way. I no regret. I no go ever regret for becoming a Southern Cameroonian for defend this cause. I will never. It's never a mistake I ever made. It's one of my best decisions I've ever made in my life since the day my mother gave birth to me. This restoration movement I've joined. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Best, more than even going to school. This is the best decision I've ever made in my life. The time framing, my life, the period, my age, and how young, and the future ahead of me is the best time. If I had any political career, if I have any future in my dreams on what to achieve, it's the best time. The best thing God has done for me. Because look at it. Whether I end up in whatever, it shows that the future ahead of me is great. Very bright. Not what you say, not what you think, not what you want to wish for me, but what the gods have planned for me. That's the truth. So you think about yourself. Think about what lies ahead of you. Because my mom used to talk today, say, he who last laughs, last best. You are laughing today. You the chop Christmas today. We did Diaspora or the fight AMBAZONIA, we the struggle, do our own thing. You look like say we're stupid. By the time they come now where you get for laugh, where you know go feel laugh again. That's the truth for those that way they know they be where they know they participate for this. The time is coming. My mother used to say, he who laugh last, laugh best. When this war started, those the way they move their hand for before, they be the laugh. Oh, you are stupid. You cannot come to Cameroon. You cannot enjoy. Now, no. Valentine said, we are not fighting for Mr. Biya to die. Yeah, we need him to die. Valentine Kosho, we need Biya to die. That's the truth. You think God doesn't know that? Biya cannot offer you nothing. I will talk for PG now, make you understand. Because that's what I was telling people last time, that we love rhetoric. We don't put the logical context on the war. Many people say we don't need Biya to die to get freedom, but the death of Biya is the freedom of Southern Cameroon. I will explain to you how. That's why you see that the struggle for use all the small political figures, the way they get for use under, for make sure so they guard the people for remain in the French pact. Remember, for my last video, I will do this one and I'll round up. For my last video, I be talk and say, most of you say will stand for independence, not be say will not be feel like federation. Look at me. 2017, I was pushing federation. 2000, I be get people will be like the concept federation. We were talking about, oh, we wanted federation. Federation will be good, so that we'll be like Canada. That's what we talk now. Then we went back, and then one of my old one brought to my knowledge and others about the French pact. The French pact that was signed by Aijo. Most of French colonies signed that pact. The French pact. Under the French pact, no Francophonie could break that pact. Under that pact, France gets $400 billion from Africa every year. Under that pact. Somebody you asked now, how did Canada become federated? It was in the intervention of the United States of America under serious debate that Canada became federated. And Canada will remain the last. Now, for federation to come to Southern Cameroon, it's going to be a taboo against the French pact. Because under the French pact, they indirectly control the military. They indirectly control the resources. They indirectly have interest over certain things in your country. That's why you see most of La Republique ministers have French passport. Go and do finding. That's why I say if you are a youth, don't come here to come and distract Prince Jeka because I'm already fighting a fight you need to join. Most of your ministers, including your leaders in that La Republique, most of them have the French passports. They don't use La Republique passport. That's why most of you were shocked when you saw Castelletto, the Cameroon footballer, which the image stand, which when he got to Abu Dhabi, he presented the foreign passport. He's not the first. He's not the first. There are many who have that passport. Now, with the French pact, the only person that can destroy it is when the state of that country has political instability. Write this down. This is not school, eh? This is logic 111 based on intelligence. The only thing that can destroy the French pact is political instability. So long as Biya is alive, that pact exists. That's why you see political transition of power from Aijo to to Biya was very well masterminded by the French when they understood the health of Ahijo. And that's why when Ahijo realized it, it was very late. And the French had already backed up Biya, because Biya was already groomed by the French to take over. And Biya has been a faithful servant. That's why you see the French are worried. Maybe you do not know why Macron visited Cameroon and why Macron appointed a military general. Go to all other countries. Go and find out how many of the ambassadors of France in those countries are military generals. It doesn't happen in no country. Go and find out. And why is it that at this present moment, only Cameroon, La République, French ambassador is a military general? Then you answer your question. French is struggling to avoid political instability, because they know only political instability with the little resources Southern Cameroon have can give them political breakthrough against the pact. So are you getting me? So only the death of Biya, if somebody tell you that, oh, if Biya was alive, most of us would have been targeted. If you don't know, if Biya was alive, most of we, do you know connection where Papa get them? Where Pekin even get them? If Biya be nobody, most of those that would be talk against Cameroon when Biya be there alive, they be leave. They be leave for saving the next 5-6 months. Nobody don't pay can't put it for kill them. Might give you one. La Piro de Banga. If you say why most of our brothers they work feel free for America where some person they don't put some money for some person in him they finish it. Tell me be there alive. You feel live talk so. If it's outside where they nobody don't finish you. You know how many political activists the way they don't do this why they die? Go and find out. And I say most of them they just can't social media and they take it like fun. You say who they talk so we don't know. Go and find out how many people, even this one modern time, you don't know how many people they don't try for poison, how many they don't try for kill. Of this job what they do. Now what I see when some of them say go for ground, when I know say for yes, even the hot pass ground. So that will be ground zero, no man no go fit struggle for poison you for nightclub. So man nobody no go do them. Before yes, so if you pass on side, even your brother go poison you. Even your own brother go poison you because the money where they put on for your head too much. For ground zero, woman go poison you for the. Now when I tell my brother Ernest for the way they ask me say, oh, go to the ground. I say for the ground, really yes, I don't go ground because for the ground I be easy. No man of it poison my drink. For years, so if you use any of any person poison your drink, $100,000 na chicken change. For the person for some suitcase, gives to your brother say, take the $100, finish that man. Now so plenty of our brother they be die, plenty activists them la Piro de Banga the others they be die. But why things others not they happen again? Because the man will sit on that chair not be strong enough for do them. These are things the way you need for to think. You need to work for your brain. Now, the only way, the highest way Southern Cameroon for use small resources for be free, now political instability. Once there is political instability for that country, Southern Cameroon now can bargain for its freedom on a debate, on a mediation table, on a dialogue table. Because the political instability, it go now hates between people. Where the confusion, where La Republic one time will be confused, they go be in that more in that confusion. That's the truth. Political instability, the confusion when La Republic go there inside, it could be more than what it could be because the Bulus, they go to fight against the Sawa and the Bulus, they go to fight. The Nordists, they go to fight. Even possibly the Bamilekes, they go enter the fight. Now, it will give Southern Cameroon a good picture for be alone. I respond to Valentine, we say we are not fighting for Mr. Biya to die. That's what I'm telling you now. That the case of Southern Cameroon is like the case between David and King Saul. So long as Saul was alive, you would have never known David. But till the day God had to use the sword, Saul's own sword, to kill Saul, then David became known. That's how Southern Cameroon. I don't give you a biblical parable. Write it down. The redemption of Southern Cameroon will be by the sword Biya created to destroy the enemy. God will use that same sword to destroy Biya. Then Southern Cameroon will rise. The political structure Biya created to keep Southern Cameroon under bondage is that same structure which God will take to destroy Biya. Then the Southern Cameroon David, the small Southern Cameroon will rise. Even Thibault Nagi said that to Biya. He said it's just a matter of time. If La Republic doesn't bow to negotiations and dialogue, Southern Cameroon will eventually become a state someday. And that's very right. It's just that Southern Cameroonians are not patient. It's just a matter of time. So long as those few, the fighters in the bushes, take care of themselves, they are always there to make sure the ground is hot, Southern Cameroon will eventually be. Because the state of the political structure in Cameroon is the one which there will always become a war. For example, the Nordists, they don't forget what Biya did to Ahidjo. No matter how the Bulus and the Beti they pretend, the Nordists still have that embedded in their heart. And the Etones, they know that. The same with the Douala too are tested for the power. Now there is a strong rivalry. I mean, telling most of you Southern Cameroon who don't know the political nature of La Republique, there's a strong rivalry with the Bamile case of what the Biya did, the Yaoundés did to this guy, Maurice Kamto, who was eventually had to be the president. So there's a rivalry. So as of now, you have the pain of which the Nordists carry against Biya on what he did to Ahidjo. You have the pain of which the Bamile case, they feel they were duped of that highly time. You have the pain of which the Bamile case, they feel duped of their time which this man, Maurice Kamto, had to be president. Then you have the Etones, the Yaoundés, who want to remain and enjoy what Biya has done by pushing Frank Biya and the others. And the Etones are even more divided because you have the Bengal. You have the Bengal, you have the others who want to become president, and they see Frank Biya as a little boy who doesn't know nothing, who want to just come and enter. So you see, and then you have the Doualas who are thinking to that, no, it's time for them to be. That's already 5 or 6 branches of confusion I've put ahead of you, right? Which if one person sings, that's what the French are avoiding now. So have I cleared your mind? That's what we the youths need to be, that's what you the youths need to be working on these days. That's what you need to be looking at. That's what you need to be studying. If you have been a youth, you don't read newspapers, be careful with the kind of newspaper too. You need to start looking for informations. You spend your time on the internet to get informations, relevant informations. Because the peace you have been enjoying for a very long time, that peace is about to go away very, very soon. So don't be smiling while eating a piece of chicken during Christmas. Don't be too smiling. Be praying to God for better days. So I've just told you now, and I think I just wanted us to talk about that point, and I think that's okay. I think we'll be done for today. Yeah. Valentine say, Prince, I've always gone with your calculations, but this time I don't care who is who. No, you have to. You have to. You have to. You have to. Now let me give you this. Let me come to Valentine again. Valentine, if you don't, now this is it. If all these rivalries which I've pointed in you, these divisions, seek not to be there, then the strength of the independence will last for very long. Because if you have a fresh blood that mounts in, the French blood will target interest that will influence diaspora and diplomatic actions, both the underworld and the physical world. There are 2 worlds that operate in this life. There are 2 worlds. You have the underworld and the physical world. Now, for we activists, it's the underworld that takes people like us. You have seen that even today, the underworld has showed you some of the actions. I'll give you number 1, if you don't know the doctrine of the underworld. The underworld are those which you saw like the SWAT going to Eric Tato's house and the case of Chris Anum. The alert of the arrest of the 3 Southern Cameroonians in America. That's the underworld. It's somebody who is just struggling to trigger, to tell you that if Biya was alive, if Biya was still in action, he would have done more than that. Now, who do you think did all that? Even apart from the fact that we know that people had been complaining. But those things don't matter. But who triggered that? The person that triggered that is to tell you that if they have to have a new fresh blood, a young blood, let me say in the case like of Frank Biya coming in, which the French are fighting for, it's going to be a more tougher battle and a longer journey. That means if all these heads which I've called you, the Maurice Kamto from the Bamileke, the ones from the far north, and the Bebengos and the others, they put themselves down and say, okay, we unanimously accept Frank Biya, or if any of these heads I've given to you, if any of them, the other ones accept unanimously to support, it's not going to be an easy fight diplomatically when it concerns this war. It's going to be another strong blow, because anybody that will accept that has accepted the French pact, and the French pact covers the French business interest in that country. Remember, that's what we are. If you look everywhere, La Republique and everything, the business interest of France, which is in Southern Cameroon, which Southern Cameroon has the highest percentage, has been destroyed since the day this war started. The business interest of France has been destroyed since the day this war started. The amount of resources France used to remove from Southern Cameroon, they don't get it anymore since the day this war started. So if they become a new blood, accepted unanimously by these people I've talked, backed by France, the next target now will be them joining their unity in purpose to target us, Southern Cameroonians, diplomatically and anyway. It's not going to be easy, because that one too can be revolutionary fatigue, except the fighters that will need to mount up pressure to keep it going. Nobody wish for that. That's another journey in the wilderness. So I'm struggling to elaborate to you. But the most easiest way we are praying to God is a political malfunction. When the political structure shakens, because Biya has planted it so well that it has to answer yes to the French, not to Cameroonians. Biya has planted it so well using the CPDM. That's why in my previous video I told you nobody can destroy Biya. Nobody. The CPDM has 70 to 80% seats in the parliament. The CPDM has 70 to 80% seats in the Senate. The CPDM under Biya appoints magistrates, judiciary, from the judiciary bench, the administrative bench, the audit bench. The president is controlling the armed force. I want to recall your memory to know why we say God has to take him like Saul. Biya from Enam is the one who appoints all the small colonels, the generals, and everybody. It's like a mini God. Most of you don't see it. Only those who are willing and understanding the future understand what you are. I once said that Cameroon is being ruled like a kingdom. But on the paper, it shows you like there's a political stuff. But on the underground, Cameroon is a kingdom controlled by France. It's a kingdom. Just like Gabon and the others. They are small kingdoms controlled by the Francophonie. That's how it rolls. That's why I see nobody can question. Nobody, because he has his fingerprint in every place. Any finger place you touch in Cameroon, Biya, CPDM is there. Your DOs, your SDOs, your governors, your mayors. Where do you want to go? That is not CPDM. So it forces anybody, any stronger force that want to come behind, you must go into that force. It was well structured by the French. That's why even Ni Jongfrundi, that woke up the highest force, the stronger force brought him down. Because he saw death. He too saw like, what am I fighting for? But he did not even do the bargain well. The force is very strong because those who are belonging to that force enjoy everything they have to live on earth on. They have good cars, they have good homes, they have enough money going to their bank accounts, They have nothing. So everybody is struggling to belong to that force. So only God can destroy that force. So I hope I'm getting to you. It's really a political stuff. You need to sit down, take your time, study, reason. At 1 + 1, 2 + 2, then God will bring it up to your brain. That's why I told you in my life, there's nothing I'll ever regret joining this Southern Cameroon movement. Despite whatever is happening. Despite. And that's the same force that's attacking the diaspora now. There are many in the diaspora that have already been corrupted by the force. It's a very strong force. It's a very strong force. Very, very strong. I don't want to go to details beneath. I don't want to go to details, but there are many things I know. It's a very strong force, more greater, more strong, covered by even the West. That's why I asked you, why do you think this A and B, C? Why do you think Maurice Kamto just went down? Maurice Kamto used to say, oh, we have to fight for this. Today, you see Maurice Kamto doing that again. He's just maintaining a low profile. There's another stronger force. Only way that force go down, the person who implemented that thing, only him, and he's struggling to put a chair. Because his son, he must have taught the son. If the son has to replace him, then France will be more happy. France want Frank Biya to be there because they believe it's the father. You follow the father's footsteps. The best candidate France needs for that. That's why they are struggling to push that the election should come. So they can push Biya, Frank Biya, to go in. Because they know if they go in, they'll be able to cover up to do whatever they want to do. And use the ultimate power of force to maintain the act. Remember, it's the French pact we are fighting. It's the French pact. If that pact was not, we can live with the Francophones like brothers. There are so many mysteries under this war we are fighting, you don't know. If that pact was not, if that French pact did not exist, we can live with, federation would have been ABC now. Isn't that, that's not what most of the English countries are practicing. The Ghanaians, the Nigerians, the others, they are practicing the federation. It would have been an easy thing. You will not even hear one blood spill if not for that pact. If not for that pact, you will not hear nobody go to the bush and carry gun. If not for that pact, you will not even wake up. You will not hear people die for GC board. That's why I say most of you Southern Cameroonians need to wake up and start thinking. From the day Biya was interviewed in Paris and they said they told him from day one to assimilate and associate us. You should have just thought that somebody gave him an action somewhere. It's because of that pact that we are dying, that blood has been spilled. If you don't know, know that. You think who's living human being for 50 years will live with you and they wake up one day to kill you for no reason? Na nyongo no? What be nyongo? Nyongo na block pact no? Most of you are not following Kanye West. Now maybe I go talk about him for the Facebook. Which you, even you when you married your woman, you go stay with your woman for 50 years, wake up can kill you. If not be something push you, if not go enter na nyongo. Saudi Cameroon. If not for the blood pact, we will never fight with the. You will never hear them say calling you names. You will never. It's pact. Because the rule of the pact was to keep us down and let them be up so that they can take the resources from us and then be able to live a little bit good and then the rest sent to France. That was the pact. Now when I see bush planty, where it grow for Fako, it go be cheap for Douala, but expensive for Monia market. Now the pact that. Now when you see picking for Yaoundé, go get easy access to University of Boya than you when you study for English. Now the pact that. That's transforming you to a French. Oh God. I pray my God bless you with understanding. It's not easy, but you have to. That's it. The Bible says, my people perish because of lack of understanding. That's the pact. Now, whether you see you go study English for the whole your life, you want to go University of Boya, they still ask you English for inside your certificate. Now, the pact that. I'm explaining to you now the pact. That's why you finish all school and still come out a very good diplomat. But if you don't go to INAM, you will not be able, because the person who controls INAM is the holder of the pact. That's the pact. So he who is the keeper of that pact, if he's not, the foundation becomes loosened. Because everyone that was holding to it will not have a grip of power anymore. A new leader, a new sheriff has to come. And with a new sheriff that has to come, with the strength of our guns and what we give to our boys in the bushes now, that's liberation. Because he has to talk with us on the terms. And now he will not be able he will not be able to stand to rectify what the other one has done, the killings that have been done in Southern Cameroon. It's either he part ways or we have to give an extensive fight with him. And which, if they are divided more, our success is more guaranteed. Because by the time you'll be thinking to send military to come and fight in Bamenda, you'll be thinking of sending militaries to the north, to those which you think they have stronger forces. You'll be thinking of sending military to Eboloa or to Bafusam or to somewhere else. Then the division now, it will make us to rally more, it will make us to be united also in purpose, and it will make us to focus on how to conquer our land. That's just my own artificial mindset I'm giving you. So I'll leave you all now. It was a nice talk we have had, but no, it's not easy. Know that we are Southern Cameroon. The main important thing we are fighting today is to destroy that pact. It's just a paper, but signed with your signature is with blood. It's just a paper. Just a paper. It's only the British. The British, even the British too had such, but British ones were not to that so deadly like the French. The French own was worse than the British. Yeah. The British don't have such like the French. That's why you see Nana Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, can tell the others that we are no more selling our cocoa to you. We will refine and produce the cocoa here, and you will buy our cocoa. You buy the chocolate here. You know, at first they used to produce Ghana is one of the highest countries that produces cocoa. They will produce it, and then it's going to be they send it they export it to France or Thailand or wherever to go and do the finishing stages for them to transform it into chocolate. And of recently, it came to the Ghanaians that they were acting stupid. And the Ghanaians sent a letter when they went in to one of these, their Paris or whatever conference, and they had to take a major. Ghana told them that we are the #1 suppliers of cocoa. They said we are the #1 suppliers of cocoa. We are not going to supply cocoa anymore to the West. It's either you build the factory of which they manufacture the cocoa here, or we don't send you our cocoa. We'll manufacture the chocolate here, and you buy the finished product from Ghana. And that's what Ghana is doing now. They thought they were joking. Ghana doesn't export cocoa to the world again. And the price of chocolate, even in our supermarkets, have gone up. Go ask anybody who eats chocolate. I don't eat chocolate anymore, even though I don't like it. The price of chocolate has gone up because Ghana now produces the chocolate. They buy the chocolate like they export crude oil. They finish everything, they package everything, and you buy it from Ghana in the finished product. No more like the choco. You go no more like the cocoa beans you buy. Those are because the pact which England had with Ghana was not devilish like the one the French had with us. That's why many people said it was more better, even though we heard about what the Biafra used to do to Southern Cameroonians, but it was more better for Southern Cameroon to be part of Nigeria than to be part of La Republic. I will swear today, tomorrow, and the next day. It was far more better that Southern Cameroon was part of Nigeria till today. This thing would have one blood, nobody would die. Nobody. Because the pact the English had with the Nigerians were more, with his colonies, were more good for them to grow than the one the French had. Look all the French countries, they're under wars. War, serious war. Look Chad. For those of you who are saying, oh, everything will be okay, the worst is coming. Look Chad. Look the others. Burkina Faso, the Burkina Faso. Look Guinea. Look Mali. Look others who are under French. Look what they are going through. Look what they are going through. Their countries are under. Is Mali now who's struggling, who is showing the other way to the other brothers. So you who think you are there, you are smiling. Oh, I just look you to be stupid. Go and study. Go and follow news. Look Mali. Look Guinea. All of them are French colonies. They look like countries who are still back in the 1960s. No road, no water. It's now they're struggling. It's now they're struggling to work their way out. But go and look the other countries from the English side, even though they're not too better, but they're best. They're a little bit more good. Look the Ghana. Look the others. Look how they live. then know where you stand. Know where you stand. Know where you stand. So there are two things in life. It's either you choose to fight and become a master, or you remain a slave. And the period is coming. Most of you have already decided to become slaves. And if you decide, whatever you decide is the fate God will give you. If you choose to become a master, then you need to become a conqueror to fight. But if you choose to become a slave, you put your hand up when they come in the day and say, I give you my birthright. Take it all. Let me just eat and drink your beer. Just like how Jacob did and sold his birthright to Esau. So those are choices to be made. And I see my people of Ako, they have already made that choice. When I say my people of Ako, Boya, Victoria, Limbe, Tiko, they have already made that choice to be slaves. They don't want nothing. They just want to eat. They have the Jacob lifestyle. To eat, drink, and marry, and let the rest take care of itself. We don't care. Let me just enjoy while I'm alive. They don't care. So I really weep for them. For other sides, they're already getting the master mindset to be that we need to be controllers and not beggars. But for my people of Fako, especially Victoria, Boya, Tiko, Mutengene, they already have the mindset of a slave. Yeah. They already have the slavery mindset. So let me leave you all now. I think we have had a nice chat today. Please keep your mindset positive. I'll always be here to educate you all. And don't take any stance I stand with. I'm always that I stand with to deter your faith. I stand for what is right. You might not see it right. Many people thought like, oh, I should have just supported Chris Ano, but it was wrong. I stand for this revolution for the people of Ambazonia. And I cannot stand and say the people of Ambazonia voted for Chris Ano, so I support Chris Ano. No, because they didn't. We are not unified. Yeah, we are not. If they did, I will. If Chris Ano was appointed to take over Marianta's post, I would have supported. So I don't hate Chris Ano, I don't hate Sako, but I put Ambazonian people's interest first because that was the main thing why I joined this war. If not for them, I will not. I have more important things in my life to do. If not to make life of the people back home better, I will never pass my face even on this social media to do anything. But it was one of my oaths I made to God to defend the interests of the underprivileged, the poor ones. And that's why I always tell them, if we put them first, look like Gaddafi. Gaddafi did not build his mother house until every citizen in Libya had a house and a place to stay. That's why he's remembered today like one of the greatest in Africa. I think that's how we need to think about our people. That's the same thing. My views with the Restoration Council or those who put Marianta, I only told them one thing. I said we're too scattered for any election to hold. And it was true. They could see. That's why they cannot publish the list. Ask them to publish the list of which they did the election. Who voted? I don't even know. How come should I support somebody that he was made president when I don't even know who voted to make him president? I don't know those who made him the president. That's stupidity of me as an activist. If I'm asked tomorrow, you come and ask me a question, that who are those who made Chris Ano president? How will I, when the chairman of Fako made me know that Fako County was not part of the election. The chairman of Dian made me know that they were not part of the election. The Mbui refused, they are not part of. Then how should I support something as an activist? Is that not stupid of me? Let me ask you for one true meaning. Why should I? That means what I'm preaching to you, I just decided to become a follower too. I cannot support Chris Ano. That's the truth. As an activist, I need to keep my ethics. I need to keep my integrity from what I've been preaching. So people can hate me. Someone can say, oh, we don't support Prince Jeka. But that's my revolutionary ethics. My ethics is for the people, not for individuals. If it was for individuals, I would have been still standing with Sako, like how Pony Long is doing. I would have still been standing with other peoples. But as an activist, my ethics is for the people. That's why I have shifted, following the people, following the people, following the people. Because in politics, they say power to the people, by the people, and for the people. And I'm for the people. I'm not for Chris, I'm not for Sako, I'm not for anyone. I'm for those who defend the interest of the people. So I cannot stand and say, oh, Chris Ano was elected when the people did not participate. That's not my ethics. That's not my right. I don't do that. When I don't even know how many people, I don't even know who were those who took part in the election. No electoral mode, this thing was brought out. That this amount of people voted, no electoral results was put. We did not. So I want you all to listen to understand that, and please remain focused. Because I know you have many contradictory stories coming here, thinking they can maneuver activists and no, 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 I'm not in that shoes. And I don't care whether this one view me or this don't view me. Even if it's 10 people who are standing here, I'll keep on preaching the doctrine because I promised my forefathers that this generation will not say they never knew. I will take it to the end. And the day that they, whoever and the ones that they seal their faith, I will say, I'm done. I leave my Facebook. There's a place in Facebook here. I will keep it for memories. I will save my data, everything I've done for this past 5 years, it will be there. So tomorrow, even my messages, the ones on YouTube are there. You will not say nobody never told you. Yeah. That's why I've been, and I'll always be faithful. Money don't come, I don't see money, I don't deny for take come. This other one, the way they don't send them for my back, where they didn't for hackers, where they don't come for hang my profile, make people know the same when I did alive. I don't, which I did, I never say I would do revolution. But I'll always remain focused. God bless you, and please stay focused. Learn to love one another. Despite whatever is going on, learn to love one another and support the war. Stay blessed.